But why are people not in shape? Well, there's two reasons. Coach Greg, and hopefully you watched the Arnold Classic. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Men's Open as well as the Classic Physique competitors. Let's start off with Men's Open, and how can you not talk about Nick Walker, who dominated the competition? He was massive, shredded, and full, all at the same time. And it's only his third competition as a pro. He was a clear standout winner, was not even close between him and all the other competitors. And what you really notice about this guy is just how detailed and massive he really is. He's a shorter guy, a lot shorter than most of the other competitors. But even though he's shorter, he still looks bigger than other competitors. And his muscles, they show very well. Just look at how detailed his abdominals are. So many competitors, they get thicker, bigger, but they don't look better. They don't have the same detail. Case in point, Steve Kuclo, he's bigger, more massive. A lot of it is because he's taller, probably 6 feet tall, but his muscles don't show as well. So although he looks amazing and he's shredded, the muscles, they just don't pop. Compare his abdominals and his back double bicep, and although he's very lean, you just don't see the detail on his body that you can from other competitors. And perhaps the most shocking results of the night, fellow Canadian Ian Valliere pulls off a second place finish in his first ever Arnold's. Second place Arnold's. Congrats to Ian Valliere. He narrowly edged out Steve Kuclo. Ian came in shredded, and although outmassed by Steve Kuclo, Steve's physique, it just doesn't show as much detail. Steve is shredded, but the muscles, they just don't have the same pop, not as much detail. So although more massive, Ian Valliere was able to pull out another victory over Steve Kuclo, so congrats to Ian Valliere. In fourth place was a deserving Justin Rodriguez. In fifth place, I was highly disappointed with Akim Williams, who I'd predicted would get second. He simply lacked the conditioning. He wasn't in shape, so to speak, for this competition. Yeah, he did okay. Yeah, he did fifth place. But this is a guy that should be fighting for first. And so what really blows my mind is the number of competitors competing in this show, not just in this category, other categories, who don't compete in shape. These are the best bodybuilders in the world. The best bodybuilders in the world, and they can't compete in shape. There's one thing that all bodybuilding champions have in common. They're all competing shredded. All of them. And the one thing that every single competitor can do, regardless of their genetics, is compete shredded. You are a professional bodybuilder. This is your job. You compete for a living. And so why can't you compete in shape? Why not? What is holding you back? Oh, a blue peak week. No, if you look freaking shredded a week out, you are going to look good on stage. You can vary be off by 1 or 2%, but you will still look shredded. This is not water retention, and even if it was, you're not an amateur. You're a professional bodybuilder competing for years. Nick Walker, third pro show, nails it. Why can't people with experience nail it every single time? And yeah, it's hard work. Putting the fork down, doing cardio, not over bulking in the off season, leaving it to the last minute to do cardio, starve yourselves to get in shape. And so you think, it's been decades, people have been doing professional bodybuilding competitions. But why are people not in shape? Well, there's two reasons. One, they're bulking too much in the off season. Over bulking. Oh, bulking and cutting is how it works. Yeah, you can't be shredded 5% body fat year round, but you don't need to get sloppy, and you don't need to save your diet to the last minute. Why do you think professional bodybuilders don't compete in shape? It's hard. And even though they're the best bodybuilders in the world, it's still hard to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice all the time. It is hard. So they're going to cheat on their diets. Just because they're IPE pros, best in the world, doesn't mean they have the discipline to diet and eat that strictly all the time. You think it's easy for them. Not everyone has the mentality, the discipline to eat perfectly all the time. And if they did, they could compete shredded, every freaking last one of them. The last place finisher be shredded. Not everyone has the ability to put on 50 pounds of muscle and be a mass monster. But every single person can get shredded. Calories in, calories out. And so the second reason that people don't compete shredded is they don't work hard enough. Think of the average person in this world. Everyone has a job. Your job might not be a professional bodybuilder, but everyone has a job. And within every job, some people work harder than others. Some people, they work 100 hours a week. Some people, they slack off. They don't care. They don't have pride in their work. They slip by. They do the least possible to get enough results to get by, to be okay. So when you see a bodybuilder not competing in shape, they didn't want it bad enough. They didn't try hard enough. They didn't put the fork down or do enough cardio, or they overbulked. That is the reason, and that is the only reason. Would be like training for the Olympics and only training once a week. I'll show up and do all right. I made it to the Olympics. I don't want to win. I just compete at half of my best. Or you're in university and you have an exam and you fail. You fail because you didn't freaking study. And in sixth place, Sergio Oliva Jr., who I think could have been more shredded, could have studied harder, so to speak, placed a little bit higher. Didn't do horrible, but I certainly think that he has more potential than this. And now, classic physique. First place, as expected, Terrence Ruffin, who is an amazing poser. It wasn't close. He easily won this competition. And in second place, Alex Cabrera, who won last year, always has an amazing physique, always competes in shape, tiny, tiny waist, wide shoulders, perfect body for classic physique. He placed second behind Terrence Ruffin. And in third place, this guy, did he ever improve, packed on a significant amount of mass, and came in absolutely shredded. Logan Franklin. And when you watched him in the call out with the top four, your eyes were drawn to Logan Franklin. Why? He is so much bigger, taller, more massive than the other competitors. The other three, including Cora Japara, they all look tiny in comparison. Logan Franklin towers over these guys and has so much mass. So as you're comparing them, you're thinking, Logan Franklin, why is he not winning? Well, he doesn't have as classic of a physique as the top competitors. And so when you see what difference coming in shape makes, case in point, Logan Franklin. He gets third place by coming in shredded without the perfect classic physique. And when he hits a pose, the muscles pop. Doing a back double bicep, you see every lump on his back. You don't see the same shreds on Steve Kuklo, who's way bigger, but doesn't necessarily look better. Bigger doesn't always mean better. Brian Jones places fifth. I thought he could have won this competition had he competed shredded. Never did. He's ripped, sure, lean, yes, but not mind-blowing shredded. To compete and win at this level, you need to bring your A game, your most shredded physique ever. With Breon Ainsley and Chris Bumstead added to the lineup, these guys, they might drop a few spots. They have to come in even leaner, sharper than last time. So when I'm watching the Olympia, the first thing I'm going to be looking for is who did their homework? Who worked harder than last time? Put the fork down, did the cardio, and compete shredded. That is the one thing they can all do. So when I see someone step on the Olympia stage and they're not in shape, I'm thinking this is literally their Olympics. And if you don't train every day for the Olympics and show up at your best, who do you have to blame but yourself? Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette IP Pro. Please watch one of the bloops. Harder than last time supplements. Click the link in the description. Training books, cookbooks, coaching plans by me and my team. If you like the video, like it. If you want to see me do more wrap-ups of shows, please let me know. Follow me on the talk and the gram. And until next time, I'm out.